What's up, guys? Aaron Benz. I'm here for another video. As usual, I'm here with my good friend Ty. If you're new to the channel, do not forget to smash that subscribe button. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. Today we're going to be starting two segments at the same time. Last video was on Turtle. This video is going to be on the Crucifix from Turtle, which is going to be an important part of this segment. We're only going to make 2 or 3 videos on it, but I love the Crucifix, being that I'm a Marcelo Garcia brown belt, and it's always been a big part of my game. He's really good at it. I also spent some time with Tomas Lisboa. I'm going to link his channel in the description and tag him if I can, because he is, in my opinion, the king of Crucifix. He has an entire instructional series on the Crucifix, which I helped him make. I was the uke. It was a brutal position for me because I just got choked the entire time. But man, he's a beast and he's got an amazing Crucifix, so I'm going to link that as well. He's got a channel. It's really good. And I'll link his instructional video. But Ty asked me something before I started the video, because he's really good at the Crucifix because we work it a lot. And he was like, why don't people Crucifix more often? And I thought 2 things immediately. 1, not that many people teach it. And 2, it's because you don't get points. He mentioned that. He's like, you don't get points for it, do you? I was like, no, you actually don't. So you get an advantage. So people tend to stray away from it and they search and hunt those back hooks more often than Crucifix. But not all of us are trying to become world champions, and not all of us are only competing. The Crucifix is an amazing tool for so many different things, for gi, no gi, MMA, self-defense, and it's really good for submission. So let's look at it right now. So you can go turtle here with your head facing the camera. Yeah. So guys, when and why would we attack the Crucifix? Sometimes when your opponent isn't giving you the hooks or they have really strong base, you're gonna find that you're able to wedge your knee in between their elbow, your closest knee. So when we wanna take the back, we're gonna be here. Right, so our left foot in this case is going to be our kickstand, and our right knee is going to be in between his elbow and knee, and I'm going to pull Ty over his right shoulder. When we want to attack the Crucifix, we're quite the opposite, because my left knee is going to be in between his elbow and knee, and my right foot is going to be the Crucifix. This is more of a traditional turtle attacking position, right? This is where we can start to go for clock chokes and different things. We can fall back for guillotines. So the Crucifix happens if I can create a separation between his elbow and his knee. If I can't create a separation and I'm hunting the Crucifix, I can find a way to make it happen, right? So one of my favorite ways to get my knee in there is if I come up a little bit and I just bring my knee to his ribs. I'm not going to knee my opponent in the ribs, don't worry, and neither should you. But I bring my knee up and I fall. Okay, once my knee gets in between his elbow and knee, I can start to separate his elbow a little more, and my right foot is going to make connection with my knee or with the mat. You can make it with your knee or the mat. And now I'm just going to start to slide his leg out, or slide his arm out, pardon me, and I get into a Crucifix. There's various ways to hold the Crucifix. Some people like to just hold right here. I love to hold this way. Some people will switch and hold here. When you do it, I love to use the switch as well. When you switch and hold this way, just make sure that your knees are super pinched. Because sometimes I find if you're not accustomed to this position, Ty can pull his elbow out. So if I'm loose, he can pull his elbow out. So again, I'm here, I get to here, elbow, knee, slide, and I get into this position, and I have a good Crucifix, right? So my knees are pinched super tight, and I'm here. Why is the Crucifix such a good beneficial position? And should we use it on the top, or should we roll and be on bottom? My personal opinion, and Marcelo agrees, at least from what I've heard from my old coach, who's a black belt under him, is that these days we agree that it's probably better to stay on top, right? I think that, because you're not risking so much. Again, it's always about risk reward value. If I fall and I try to like attack his back by rolling this way, roll with me, right? And we end up in this Crucifix position here. That's all fine and great, and it's fancy and it's nice, and I can still attack him. Let's go back. But it's better, in my opinion, to maintain that top position, because my head stays in a good level position, I have good base, and I can start to attack his neck, and he only has one arm to defend. So if I'm able to push this arm to the mat, I can start to go through and attack his neck here, right? I can start to go for guillotines from here, where I do a fallback guillotine, which we're going to go over in future videos. I can start to get his lapels and go for clock chokes and collar chokes. There's so many different opportunities, and yes, I can still attack this arm with different things like omoplatas and arm lock. So he only has one arm to defend. I'm still on top. I'm not risking him sweeping me or anything, and I can control my opponent really well. Obviously, for MMA and self-defense, we have the opportunity to attack our opponent and tell them to give up, right? That's a given. We've seen some brutal TKOs in MMA with the Crucifix. So I think it's a great position just for that. Just to teach somebody the benefit of controlling an opponent here. So once again, the entire concept of the crucifix lies within the separation of the elbow and knee, and we're opposite of what we would be for a back take. So again, if I'm taking his back, I'm gonna switch my base. My right knee is gonna come in between his elbow and knee, and I'm gonna pull him. If I'm attacking the crucifix, my left knee is gonna come in between his elbow and knee. I'm gonna slide it out a little, catch, and come here. I can start to go for arm locks right off the bat and different things, but I wanna be in this position with a lot of weight on his arm, keeping my knees pinched super, super tight, and I don't wanna allow him to escape. The first thing I tell people from here, ask your opponent if they can pull their arm out, right? They shouldn't be able to. And ask your opponent if they can move you around easily. Remember, you have a hand for base, so move me around. I don't want to be falling over, okay? So just make sure you have good base and you're able to keep the arm isolated. We're going to go over tons of ways to get that arm, but I just wanted to introduce the position. So, guys, I hope you liked this video. Thanks to my friend Ty. Thanks to you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so you can stay updated on new videos. Check me out on Instagram and message me if you have any questions at abenz239. What's guys?